Hello and welcome back to The Trash, and today we have a video about the Suicide Squad, and we will be ranking the new team based on how likely they are to die. And this is a little thing I wanted to do. I may be completely wrong, and I probably will be, so let's get into it. Now, these bottom 5, I really don't expect to die. I'd be shocked if they died, but who knows? With my luck at guessing, they probably will. And at number 14, I have Harley Quinn. No way she is dying in this movie. She is way too popular of a character, and they've only used her in 3 movies. She is not gonna die. It'd be a dumb decision. But it would be a shocking one, so who knows. And at number 13, I have The Thinker, and James Gunn seems to have an affinity for these types of obscure characters, and this may be one of the unknown characters who James Gunn makes the main character based off what we've seen in the trailers and interviews. He just seems like that character that James Gunn would be drawn to make a compelling character. And at number 12, I have another obscure character named Bloodsport. And he seems to be taking Deadshot's role. But if Will Smith ever wants to come back and play Deadshot again, I think killing off Bloodsport would be the best move since they're practically the same character. And at number 11, I have Peacemaker. And obviously he's getting his own show. He's played by John Cena. He's also a really obscure character. James Gunn seems to like those. He has a lot of potential. You'll see later on the list there are some obscure characters, like, yeah, they're obscure, but they don't have much potential. Peacemaker here obviously has enough potential to make a whole show on his origin series, so he'll probably make it out alive, I'm guessing. And at number 10, I have Captain Boomerang, who is one of only 2 people from the original team. And if they want to kill an OG squad member, I think he would be the one, because I don't think they'd kill Harley. But, I mean, there's a chance that they could go for an OG here. That's why he's in at number 10. But I don't really see it as very likely. I'd keep him around. Now, Mongal is kind of on a tier of her own, honestly, because I just didn't really know what to do with her. I didn't know where to put her. She seemed like a random choice to include in the Suicide Squad movie. So, really, I just didn't know what to do with her, so here she is at number 9. Now, the next tier of people here is people who could possibly be the big El Diablo death at the end of the movie. But only one of these people will probably die, not all of them. Because obviously at number 8, you can see I have King Shark here. King Shark is this low because he's a popular member of the Suicide Squad and arguably should have been in the first movie instead of Killer Croc. He could definitely be a mainstay for the franchise, but they could surprise us and give him a premature send-off in the movie, which would be a bit of a surprise. Now, and at number 7, I have Weasel. Yeah, he's another one I didn't know what to do with, so I put him here in the middle of this tier because James Gunn makes us care about these weird characters, and he could possibly pull a Groot with Weasel. He looks like that type of character that he would just kill off for like an emotional send-off like they did with Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. So, yeah, Weasel, he's not super likely to die, but I wouldn't be that shocked if he was the big death at the end. And at number 6, I have Polka Dot Man. Now, he's probably the most, out of these 3 that I mentioned, King Shark, Weasel, and Polka Dot Man, he's probably the most likely to be the big end-of-the-movie death that really has an impact on all the other characters. I don't want him to die, I really don't, but he seems like he's going to be the type that's going to have a big character arc in this movie, and they're going to want to do a lot of, like, with his character in this movie, and then send it off perfectly at the end with a death, and just end the character arc in this one movie. Which would be really sad if they killed him off, but I think they will. I honestly think they will. Now, the next 2 people I have just kind of are irrelevant. And at number 5, we have Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher seems like more of a throwaway character who could live to the end of the movie. I have her here at number 5 because she could theoretically live to the end and just not get much screen time. But I don't think it would be worth it. I don't think she has much potential. I could be wrong, though. James Gunn likes pulling stuff where giving characters potential that they never had. So, I could be wrong on that. She could be the biggest character of the movie for all I know. And at number 4, it's Savant. Savant seems like a character that has like minimal amounts of screen time towards the beginning, but then towards the middle of the movie he gets a lot more. And I say he's probably the mid-movie death, if I want to be frank here. If I want to be frank, I think Savant's going to be the mid-movie death, the guy that dies like right in the middle of the movie and really gets the characters motivated. I think that could be what happens. So, who knows? Maybe he'll live, or maybe he'll go out right at the beginning, but I just see Savant as the type of character to be like the sacrificial character for the progression of the plot. Now, this top tier I have is people I wouldn't get too attached to because they're goners. Javelin. Number 3, he doesn't seem important whatsoever. He seems like the new Slipknot, but he is definitely the least likely to be the Slipknot out of these top 3. Even in the comics, he's barely a character, so I wouldn't get too attached to him. It's not a good sign for him. Javelin has me kind of worried here. And at number 2, it's TDK. Now, a lot of people think Polka Dot Man will be the joke character and die at the beginning of the movie. Oh, he's the joke. But honestly, I think that's going to be TDK. I don't know how many of you know this, but TDK stands for the Detachable Kid. He is literally Arm Fall Off Boy with a different name. His arm falls off. That's a superpower. His death would be great comedy if they use it right, and they could just, kill him off at the beginning of the movie. I wouldn't be too surprised. And at number 1, come on, it's Blackguard. Blackguard is someone we haven't seen much in the promotional material, at all. He's played by Pete Davidson, and he has the least colorful outfit of all of them. This man probably isn't even making it past 10 minutes into the movie. I think he's goner. He's probably one of the earliest deaths. That's partially why I have him at number 1. Sure, I think Savant's gonna die in the middle of the movie, and Polka Dot Man's gonna die at the end of the movie, but Pete Davidson has to be number 1, because he just seems like he'd die right at the beginning. He's not gonna make it far into this movie. I wouldn't get your hopes up on seeing Pete Davidson in the Suicide Squad. So to sum it all up, this is my death prediction. If I had to guess, I'd pick all 3 of the top 3 are for sure going to die. I don't expect any of those 3, Javelin, TDK, and Blackguard, to make it very far into the movie. Savant, I'm kind of iffy on. I think he could die. He could not die. Same thing with Ratcatcher. But everyone else, I am legitimately unsure as to whether or not I'm right here. I don't know. I could be completely wrong, and I could look like an idiot when the movie comes out. But that's the fun in it. Let me know what you think. And with that, goodbye.